I'm getting ready to do a Miracle Paint rust repair right here in this corner of the rear fender well. This is a very common rust area. One of the things that happens here is that moisture gets trapped in behind this factory rubberized undercoating, and it just holes in there and eventually rusts through. Now, there is an advantage on having a big hole like this. You might say, well, that's a big hole. It'd be a lot easier if a little hole. Not necessarily, because if I'm going to fix this, I have to go inside here and coat all this area up with Miracle Paint, because it'll keep rusting from the inside out. If I want to protect this jack point and this rocker panel here, I'm going to have to get some brushes. Of course, clean this out first and then get some brushes, and as far as I can up in here, I coat Miracle Paint, 2 coats, before I put the patch on. But I'm also going to have to prep this area right here. We've got some really tough body undercoating that's hard to get off, and some real heavy rust. We've got some light areas of rust we got to deal with. Let me show you 3 tools that I use when I tackle a rust repair just like this one here. You know, thinking about it, I can't count the number of tools I've used over the years to tackle this type of rust repair that's close to this factory body undercoating. But I found one that works absolutely the best. This is the best, and that's a knotted end brush like you see here. This is 20 thousandths carbon steel wire, and this is tough. And look at how it's very narrow and rotates on a drill. And I recommend you use a corded drill. You want high speed, at least 2,500 RPM. And of course, anytime you're using one of these, always wear eye protection and wear a face mask when you're working around rust like this. You don't want to be breathing rust dust. Now, I've already done a little area here, so I'm going to start up here, and I'm going to go from the rust and move up into this undercoating and watch how this particular end brush does the job. Okay, you see you've got to get to clean metal right next to that undercoating. Look at how it cut out some of this along this lower edge. No regular wire brush would do that, by the way. So this is the tool you want when you're tackling this type of rust right here. Now, this is a fiber rust stripper. Look at how coarse that is. It's like a Scotch-Brite pad on steroids. Now watch as I take on this area right here. That's pretty amazing. See how it cleaned that rust off, and it even cut into this undercoating right here. So between these 2 tools here, you can do some serious rust repair. And there's one more tool that I do use when I'm dealing with, minor surface rust, like on this trailing arm right in here. Let me show you that one now. The other tool I really like when working on rust is a multi-tool with a finger sander and 40 grit sandpaper. Watch it go after the rust on this lower swing arm. Let me show you another example where this rust stripper really does a number on rust. It's this battery tray. I mean, when haven't you seen a rusty battery tray? You've got both sides of rust. You've got a lot of little cracks and crevices you got into. So this is another one where you really want to put on a face mask, so you're probably not going to hear me talk right now because the mask is going on. Well, from that last scene, I think you can see two things. Number one, it's obvious why I wear a dust mask. And number two, you can see it takes a lot of force. You've got to really push on that. But look at the job that fiber brush does on the rust there. Look at how it pulled the rust right out of the pits. Now you see all this whitish color on this battery tray. You're probably wondering, Kent, what's that all about? Well, I put some phosphoric acid on here to neutralize some of this rust before I went after it with the brush. Now I will be using the knotted end brush as well right in these corners. On any areas where I can't get to them with a fiber brush, this is a great backup tool when working on something like this. So we're going to go ahead and completely clean this. I'm going outside. This is just too much dust inside the shop. I only did this for the sake of this video, but I'm going to take this outside and we're going to do the whole thing with this tool here and this tool here, and then I think I'll come back and show you the tray just before we're ready to coat it with Miracle Paint. Now the tools I'm showing you are all for preparing rusty metal in preparation for either coating with Miracle Paint or coating and covering with Miracle Paint and fiberglass to create lasting repairs. I'm back from the outside. It's just been a little over 10 minutes and I'm done. Now, some of you might be saying, well, Kim, why didn't you sandblast this? Well, not everyone has a sandblaster. This is something the average mechanic can do right at home. They don't need a big compressor and a big sandblaster. Obviously, if you were going to paint this with regular paint, you would need to sandblast it or the paint's not going to stick. But when you're going to coat this with Miracle Paint, this is good enough. You don't have to remove every spot of rust. You just have to remove all the scale, all the dust, and get it as clean as possible. Now, when I was all done with this, I did spray it down with brake cleaner and blew it off with compressed air. You want to make sure it's real clean. No grease, oil, or anything. Get all the loose rust dust off of there. But this is ready for coating with 2 coats of Miracle Paint. It is a dirty, messy job, I have to admit, and that's why I do this outside. About 50% of the time I use this knotted end brush, particularly down here in the corners and on the worst part of the rust. When you have really severe rust like this, you can see the fiber wheel wears down quite a bit. So if you're dealing with some real heavy rust and quite a bit of it, you might want to get 2 or 3 of these wheels because they do wear down, and as they wear, they kind of resharpen themselves. So they're never going to get impacted with material that'll dull these. They'll work right down into almost hitting the metal washer there. But these do wear. Now, if you look at the knotted end brush, it hasn't worn at all. So these things last a long time. So I recommend if you're dealing with this type of rust that you use the knotted end brush as much as possible, and then use the fiber rust stripper to get down in these areas like this where you can't get easily with the knotted end brush. And of course on the flat areas you can come in through here, but you'll have to admit that cleaned up pretty well in 10 minutes in preparation for Miracle Paint. Just try doing something like this with some sandpaper and a hand wire brush and you'll get so you really appreciate these tools.